The American War of Independence: Causes, Major Events, and Impacts of the War. Overview of the war. Causes of the war. The American War of Independence was fought due to multiple reasons, such as British taxation without representation, British restrictions on trade, and a desire for American self-governance. Major events of the war. The American victory in the battles of Saratoga and the alliance with the French, and the decisive victory by General George Washington at the Battle of Yorktown were some of the major events that led to the defeat of the British and the birth of a new nation. The road to war. Unfair and oppressive British colonial policies. British colonial policies were seen as unfair and oppressive by the American colonists, particularly the policy of taxation without representation, which was a major source of tension between the British government and the American colonies. Revolutionary sentiments in colonies. The policies led to the rise of revolutionary sentiments in the colonies as the American colonists began to question British authority and demand greater autonomy. British colonial policies. Quartering Acts. The Quartering Acts were a series of British laws passed between 1765 and 1774 that required American colonists to provide housing and supplies for British soldiers. This was seen as an invasion of privacy and led to growing resentment among the colonists. Stamp Act. The Stamp Act was a British law passed in 1765 that imposed taxes on printed materials in the American colonies. This was seen as an unfair tax on the colonists and led to widespread protests and resistance. Taxation without representation. Colonial tension. The policy of taxation without representation was one of the main sources of tension between the British government and the American colonists, who believed that they should have a say in how they were taxed. No taxation without representation. The belief that the British government was imposing taxes on the American colonists without their consent ultimately led to the famous slogan, "No taxation without representation." The major events of the war. The Battle of Bunker Hill. The Battle of Bunker Hill was a major event in the American War of Independence, fought on June 17, 1775. It was one of the early battles of the war and demonstrated the determination and bravery of the colonial forces. The Declaration of Independence. The Declaration of Independence, adopted on July 4, 1776, was a pivotal moment in the American War of Independence. It declared the colonies independent from Great Britain and laid the foundation for the United States of America. The Battle of Saratoga. The Battle of Saratoga, fought in September and October of 1777, was a turning point in the American War of Independence. It was a decisive victory for the Continental Army and convinced France to provide military support to the colonies. Declaration of Independence. Historical importance. The Declaration of Independence is considered one of the most important documents in American history, laying the foundation for democratic principles and individual rights still celebrated today. Turning point in American War of Independence. The Declaration of Independence marked a turning point in the American War of Independence, inspiring morale and support for the cause of independence from British colonial rule. Declaration of Independence signers. The Declaration of Independence was signed by 56 representatives from the 13 colonies, each with their unique backgrounds and stories of sacrifice. The Battle of Saratoga. The Battle of Saratoga was a crucial turning point in the American War of Independence, leading to the French joining the war on the American side and providing much needed support and resources to the colonies. The impact of the war. Political impact. The American War of Independence had a profound impact on the global political landscape, paving the way for the spread of democratic values and institutions across the world. Economic impact. The American War of Independence had a significant impact on the global economy, leading to the emergence of the United States as a major economic power and shaping the course of international trade and commerce. Cultural impact. The American War of Independence had a lasting impact on American culture, shaping a national identity and inspiring a sense of patriotism and national unity. Birth of the United States. American War of Independence. American War of Independence was a significant turning point in American history that ultimately led to the birth of the United States of America. Self-determination. The American War of Independence established the principle of self-determination, which played a crucial role in the development of democratic institutions in the United States. Impact on the world. Inspiration for revolution. The American War of Independence inspired other revolutions and movements for independence around the world, including the French Revolution and the Haitian Revolution. Establishment of United States. The American War of Independence helped to establish the United States as a powerful nation on the world stage, with a new form of government and a commitment to individual liberty and democracy. Conclusion. Revolution against British colonial rule. The American War of Independence was a revolution against British colonial rule that ultimately led to the formation of the United States of America. The war was marked by a number of important events, and its impacts can still be felt today. Formation of the United States of America. The American War of Independence led to the formation of the United States of America, a new nation founded on the principles of freedom and democracy. The new nation has since become a global superpower and a beacon of hope for people around the world. Thank you.